Welcome back to Fox and Fix It. Today, we're going to troubleshoot a possible fuel issue on Bruce, my 1987 Dodge Ram 50, or Power Ram. Not really sure what they call it. It says both. It's a Mighty Bax. One of my daughters is the one that usually drives Bruce, and she said the other day she was driving, she hit the gas, and it didn't do anything. The RPMs just dropped off, and then it came back. And that leads me to suspect a fuel issue. And if you look close right now, this fuel filter looks a little bit rusty, and it looks completely empty. That can't be good. That should have something in it. Okay, well, we do have a spare fuel filter, but we're also going to test the fuel pumps on this. And this is running two fuel pumps. It's running an electric, and it is running the mechanical pump off of the engine. A lot of people are going to say, you can't do that, but you know what? Chevy did that for years with their 6.2 and 6.5 diesels, and it worked just fine. You basically have an electric pump down here on the frame, which they call a lift pump, and then you've got the mechanical one on the block. GM did it for years. It's an okay system. We just need to make sure we've got good pressure and we've got good volume. Get this fuel filter off of here, and we'll back flush it and see if there's anything in it. And that is not an 8mm. That's going to be a 7. I knew that. Like I said, we'll just back flush this and see what we can get out of the filter. And then what we'll do is we'll check fuel pressure. I believe I've said that multiple times now. That's still the plan. There we go. There is a little bit in here. All right, let me get something so we can see what's in it. Yep, this will work. You sit there. Let's put some of the old gas, whatever's left, in here and see what we get out of it. I'm not getting any sediment or anything. I mean, not getting much of anything, really. That looks like decent gas. About versus new. About the same. All right, so like I said, I don't really suspect the filter. This is the line coming from the fuel pump to the carburetor. And what we're going to do is we are going to turn the key on and let the electric pump run and see what kind of volume we get. Better shut this off, though, before I dump that everywhere. We definitely have a good amount of fuel in here. That was probably 20 seconds, and it's almost full. And I would say that's, I don't know, what do you call that, a pint, maybe? Less than a pint? What's the total? But this is 16 ounces. So a cup is 8, so it's 20 seconds, not quite a pint. So a pint in 30 seconds, a quart in a minute. That should be plenty for this engine. I guess next we can check pressure. Got my fuel pressure gauge set up right here. We're running a line back into the outlet for that pump. We'll turn it on. We'll see what kind of numbers we get. And we got nothing. But that's only because this immediately sprang a leak. That's not set up to do it, and I wasn't for sure that it actually would, and it didn't. So I was right. I replaced the proper fuel hose clamp with an actual worm drive clamp. It's much tighter on there. Let's see what that does for us. Okay. Well, it's like I said, I'm pretty sure that this fuel pressure gauge isn't going to work anymore because whatever O-rings in here is dry rotted. So I knew that wouldn't work. Yeah. All right, this is sure to work. Got a vacuum reducer into a vacuum hose, going to a gauge that does say fuel pump pressure. So we'll see what happens this time. Let's see what we get. Yeah. We get 15 pounds, which is way more than we actually need. I guess that could be a problem. Could be overloading the needle and seat for sure. Well, it's been driving around like this for months, though, without a fuel pressure regulator. Yeah, it's probably not the problem. Although, with a result like that, we should probably buy one and put one on there sometime soon. But not today. All right, well, I guess now the plan is I'm going to put the brand new fuel filter on it anyways because we've got it. And if you're going to use these, make sure you're going in the right direction here. It says to carburetor. That goes to the carburetor. So this goes towards the fuel pump. And I need to put the right size socket back on here. I knew that. I was just testing you. There we go. Make sure you absolutely crush the plastic that is this fuel filter. There we go. That's not going to leak at all. Let's get a look at the accelerator pump, shall we? This is going to be difficult to see. We're looking for something to spray out somewhere around here. So keep your eye on that, I guess. I'll hold the choke open. How's that? That should help. Oh, yeah. Well, that was just about impossible to see, but it does have a decent accelerator pump. It had been sitting when it happened to my daughter the other day, so this sat overnight. Let's fire it up and see what happens. It's a little hard to see, but that is plenty of fuel pump action right there, keeping the fuel filter around halfway full. I can feel that mechanical pump working just fine. This seems to accelerate just fine, so I don't think it's an accelerator pump issue while it's driving. Alrighty. Nothing really there to report. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know. Right now I can't get it to duplicate itself, so all I can say is we've changed the fuel filter, which is my number one suspect, after we found out that the fuel pump and the fuel pressure looked fine. So I guess I'll drive it for a couple days, see what happens. If it doesn't do anything to me, I'll give it back to her and tell her it was her fault. All right, we'll see you next time.